Welcome.
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 Welcome to Flawed Femmes. We are yet again a mess. And we're here to share it with you. Yay.
Molly and Barbara. Here we are.
Barbara has a microphone this week.
I do have a microphone this week. I also am open to different names. If people want to go ahead and just really submit different names. I mean, often
For us?
No, I enjoy your name.
Oh,
I think you're a
just
Molly.
your name.
Yeah, it's just that it's Barbara. Ugh, it's rough. You guys.
Barbara met the
It's rough.
person she was named after.
And do you know what she said to me?
What did she say?
I hope she likes the name because I've always hated it. That's what
Yes.
she said to my mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
We can edit that out. Okay. Welcome. It's another fabulous Friday.
it is a fabulous Friday. But you probably will be getting the podcast on Mondays. So thanks for bringing that up.
It's a motivational Monday.
It's a motivational Monday. We're going to try and flip these around for you so that you're getting them on Mondays.
Okay, let's do that.
To kick the week off the right way. Yeah.
And be completely motivated throughout everything and anything you're doing.
Yes, that is what we will do. We will actually be the wind beneath your wings. This week is what we're going for.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So this week, how did your flaw show up for you?
Oh, interesting. Well, I went to a staff meeting at work and then I spoke, and then I was sad that I spoke because why was I speaking in front of all those people? But that's okay.
Because your voice is valuable?
My voice is valuable. That's what we say. That's what we say. And, well, on a positive note, we did hit the gym according to our schedule. We did our schedule.
Busted it.
We both have been doing a budget.
Busted
and
it.
We both have been trying to eat more protein. So apparently
Yes.
it's all over the socials that you got to eat protein for us
All of the time.
women of an age.
Of a certain age.
It's
Of
just all
maturity.
all protein.
Maturity, is that a word? Maturity.
It's close.
Is what I meant.
Yeah.
Maturity.
Yeah.
Yes, as a woman, you are supposed to eat 1.5 million grams of protein every 4th second.
I had coffee in my mouth when you said that, and
You don't have
I
to
regret
stop.
everything.
It's true. It can
yeah.
happen. Mm-hmm. It can happen.
Okay, so we met some goals this week,
We
and
did. We crushed them. We crushed them.
we
And
crushed
there are
them.
weeks where we crush them and weeks where we don't. Today, my flaw showed up at the gym just mere hours ago.
yes,
As I think we have mentioned earlier, I am quite prideful at times. Is it appropriate? It is not. Does it serve me in any way? No. No, it doesn't. And so I was trying to lift a weight of a certain pound, and righty would not lift said weight. So then our instructor, who they really are so lovely, and they also are a wonderful human for me to interact with, especially because of my knee-jerk ability of the competition.
you want to win it all.
I want to win it all, you guys, which I don't often. I mean, let's not get it misrepresented here. I often do not win at all the things, but I do like to really try. And so
We're always trying to take this instructor down with our toxic masculinity. We're always
constantly
trying to get them to, come through with some competition.
Yeah.
We really wanna
I
get in each
challenge
other's
this instructor
faces.
sometimes. I'm like, yeah, you could do this. And they're like, no, I don't need to. What?
Yeah.
What is that about?
Yeah.
So today, the instructor came over to me and was clear with me that I did not need to be doing that weight. And also, they had me lift more with writing, like do a lot more reps.
Yes.
And that was a challenge for me. And then also they had me do this other like exercise,
a focused exercise.
a focus exercise just on my right side, 15 reps. And y'all, I almost died
So just to
of
catch
a
you
low
up,
weight.
if you're just joining today, Barbara did have a massive stroke and had to
That's for
relearn
another podcast.
everything.
Yeah.
We are going to do a podcast on the strokes. We actually both had strokes. It's kind of how we got to be.
It's pretty much the cool thing.
Yeah, it's kind of how we got to be besties. So we will be doing a podcast on strokes coming up real soon. So Barbara's right side has loss of motor control in some of the ways that you may be familiar with if you are familiar with neurological
Diseases
deficiencies.
or ataxia, which is super fun. It just basically means that like part of your body has Parkinson's.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
So
crazy.
So today Barbara was at the gym, and what's really beautiful about this is she went for a weight that was too heavy, and in my willingness to assist, I ran to save her, grabbed her arm with the heavy weight, and holding her wrist, I tripped on the bench and almost ate shit on her head. I managed to rescue myself before I hit the ground and before the weight hit your head.
It's
But
true.
It was close.
I felt
It
safe.
was close.
I felt safe.
Okay, good.
I am often not. I'm not as awkward as you.
I'm the awkwardest.
However,
But you did.
I did fall on my face and eat
Twice.
I mean, you guys, it was not just falling. It was like a full on, I went to sprint and I fell.
Yes.
Like, it
was
was as though I tripped over
hilarious.
something, but there was nothing to trip over. Oh,
Look, it
buddy.
was Barbara's week to fall all the way down.
It was
to
my
the
week.
floor.
And so we agreed that maybe one of us should fall every week. That's kind of our thing.
We're going to definitely see if this occurs each week.
Yeah.
It seems to be the day we're recording a podcast seems to be the day we wipe out.
It does. It's an interesting
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
odd.
phenomenon.
Odd.
So since this is only our second podcast,
Or third.
third podcast, I was doing some research. We'll say it was me, but it was really my husband. My husband went to pull up our podcast on Spotify and entered it in, and up came another podcast
Yes.
called The Flawed Females. I basically lost my mind.
Mental breakdown.
Complete and utter. Poor Molly. I was texting her at rapid pace in the middle of teaching. I knew she was having a class in the middle of teaching. And yet my inability to hold my anxiety on the inside was nowhere to be seen. Mm-hmm. So I was texting her constantly. I started listening to the podcast, The Flawed Females. They were quite funny.
Delightful.
Delightful. 2 women. Excuse me. Yeah. Hey there, other woman. And they were hilarious.
They're super
Which is
fun.
kind of our jam, right? I thought
Yeah.
that was like our claim to fame. And so then I did a little bit more of a deep dive. They did episodes. They did 62 episodes, first of all.
Yes, they did.
Holy
a ton.
bejeez. That's
Yeah.
serious. Between 2019 and 2021. So
That's
it's
going
not
into
current.
COVID times too.
Right.
So they
Yeah.
would have.
Yep. And so I fully freaked out. Poor Molly. I'm texting her at rapid speeds. She does finally call me back. Luckily, her class was canceled.
It's snowing here. We're in New England.
We are
It's
in New
snowing.
England. And clearly, I mean, I don't want to say something greater, but maybe
You
it
felt
was.
intimidated.
No, but maybe something greater stepped in and made you.
Have
made-
a snowstorm?
Yeah, made your
Oh.
class get canceled so that you could then call me and talk me off the ledge. I think that's what happened.
Yes. Nature came together to support you
I
this
think
time around.
so.
There also is a podcast called The Flawed Female.
Yes, I did. And they recorded once in 2021.
Yes.
Yep. I'm not sure if this is the appropriate time. Did you want to talk about how you talked me off the ledge a little bit?
Okay, so Barbara called me and she was very upset and thought that perhaps our whole podcast was canceled and nobody could do anything anymore because someone had a similar name to us and also did a podcast. Here's what I said. I said, Barbara, just because somebody did something similar to what we want to do doesn't mean that we can't also do it.
And do you remember our sign off, which FYI
It's not our sign off.
Is not our sign off
The
anymore.
reviews are out.
Yeah.
Everyone hates it.
Yeah, it's true. But how we signed off was, don't forget, there is enough.
Yes.
There is enough everything.
Right.
Who did not answer that or listen to their own words?
Yeah.
That was me.
You didn't listen to
I
your own words.
literally,
There are enough.
could not have unlistened to our words of wisdom anymore.
They can have an amazing podcast and we can have an amazing podcast.
And we can have an amazing podcast too.
Barbara's favorite word is and. That's why she has the tattoo.
It's true. Yeah.
They can have a great podcast. We can have a great podcast. One thing I did want to say is that, first of all, there are differences in what other podcasts are doing and what we're doing, which
Absolutely.
is, of course, part of why there's so much to go around because we're not all doing the same thing.
Right.
But the other thing is the word female is a really weird word for me. And
Ooh, say more about that.
and when Barbara said that, there's another podcast that has the word flawed and then female in it, it's the word females is so funny because I think it's been utilized by certain members of the population in such a way that I get a little bit uncomfortable when people use the word females. And so there's a couple of, in particular, Black activists on the socials, people like Dee Dee Delgado and stuff, they'll do segments where they call men males. And when you flip it on its edge, when you flip it around, it sounds super weird. So this bathroom is for the males. I would like all the males to go over there. Doesn't it sound super strange?
It sounds very, instead of men.
Instead of men.
This is the men's room.
Yeah.
That's the female's room.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's the female section. But you would never say that's the male's section. It's a strange word. And of course, so many of the words that for women are derived directly from whatever the
man.
woman.
Female.
Male. Yeah. Woman. And
wow. My mind is kind of blown right now. History.
It's his story.
Oh my God.
And you see movements doing her story,
right,
your story,
absolutely.
and things like that. There's some fun and interesting things about the language that we use. And I really love that we use the term femmes because it gets away from that dichotomy of male, female, one begets the other. I think that it's just a nice space to use the word femmes.
This is a very appropriate time to let our listener know that Molly is a, wait for it, English professor. So very appropriate. Language is important.
Language is important. Words mean things. Words mean things.
I think, too, that might lend itself to why, for example, pronouns is something that you excel at and you really are careful to utilize the correct pronoun with the correct person. And then there is the shit show that we'll refer to as me.
But we're all shit shows, right? Flawed Femmes.
In different
we're all
ways.
shit
Absolutely.
shows about stuff. And
absolutely.
I think the point is not to be perfect. The point is in the effort to just be kind to people.
But it was really lovely to realize that these other fabulous, younger, hilarious women. I only listened to a little bit of the first podcast, but it let me know that there can be many. There's
right.
no limit, which brings us to what we are reviewing this week. We are reviewing The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And
yeah,
I am obsessed with it. But I also want to go ahead and say that yesterday, after I found the other podcast and was super upset, I went back to look at this book. I listened to the audiobook of this, but I got the physical copy and I was just looking through it and it was left open on this page, which says overcoming chronic comparison.
Oh, interesting.
Pardon me. Yeah. So I was like, this is clearly something that I need to learn. She really talks about letting other people lead the way, right?
Yeah.
That there's not too much of anything. There's always a formula for anything. And instead of being in competition against each other, being in a shared experience of you have gone there first. Could you share with me how you did that? Let's all get on the same page. And so one of my favorite quotes from this book, it's on page 143, and she's talking about how to make comparison your teacher, which is, I mean, that's the first I'm hearing of that. In here it says, whoever or whatever is making you jealous, good. Oh, excuse me. Their success and their wins don't shrink your chances of creating what you want. They expand it. Let them lead the way. Flip your jealousy to inspiration. Flip your jealousy to inspiration. And that is so powerful to me because I am in constant comparison mode with other people, but mainly other women, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I am always at the losing end. So I don't compare myself, in my mind, I don't compare myself to someone who has less, whatever that less is. Whether it's money or whether it's success or whether it's a, smaller home than me or whatever. I mean, I certainly have gratitude for sure, but I often am falling short.
Yes.
Of what it is in the comparison game.
So this is actually an interesting dynamic because Barbara and I read Let Them a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, we started reading it, and we've been talking about it and discussing it. It's very invigorating. There's two halves of the story where Let Them, which is one half, and Let You, which is the other half.
Or Let Me.
Or Let Me, yeah. And so, and then when this came up about other people doing podcasts and are we competing with one another, it was really interesting because I had just realized that there was an author named Cassie Phillips who wrote a poem called Let Them in 2019 and also a poem Let You in 2022. So in 2023, Mel Robbins started making TikToks about Let Them and the Let Them theory. And in 2024, Mel Robbins, published the Let Them book. So there are huge kind of crossovers. If you read the poem from Cassie Phillips, it shares spirit, it shares heart with the book. We don't know if Mel Robbins knew about the poem or if it was one of those things where it came up at the same time, right? And we wanted to just set the example here that acknowledging other people doing what you're doing doesn't take anything away from what you're doing. And
Preach.
So we can simultaneously lift up folks who are doing similar work and still enjoy doing our work. But it's a lesson there's enough. There's enough. So, but it's really hard to bring that into your life. I see that in the work environment where people are competing. Everyone's very protective of their tiny little corner. There was a situation a few years ago where someone ended up presenting work that I had largely completed at a national conference without crediting me, and it was really hard time, and I felt very sad and betrayed. But it also was a time where I learned to embrace that creatively I had so much more to give. Is there anything about the Let Them Theory book by Mel Robbins that you wanted to share with listeners?
Well, first of all, I cannot recommend this book enough. For sure, Molly is asking me that. She can see this hard copy book that I have in front of me with about 1 million tabs.
It's heavily annotated.
On the side
it has
of it.
All the tabs. Highlighting?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So much highlighting.
So I think that for me, and I've read quite a few self-help books and different
Help-spiration books.
Yeah, health and inspiration.
Yeah, health.
Let's mash that up.
Yeah.
Let's mash it up. And I think for me,
Help-spiration.
I think for me that the reason why this was so impactful is because my personality is very, would you call it type A?
Yeah, if there was something before A, you would be that. Type 1A, maybe. Barbara will take items out of my hands and do it for me.
It just makes me so happy. I mean, I really the theory of let them is quite monumental. It takes away my responsibility, which is to everyone all of the time. It is my responsibility to make sure that other people have everything that they want for nothing, and that I have done it all correctly.
This is in your head. In your head,
It is
you are responsible for making sure that the earth
my being
turns on its axis.
Yes.
And yes.
And there is no, if everyone else is not partaking in exactly what I think should be happening, then they're doing something wrong. So where this really shows up.
They need your help. They need your help.
And my guidance, really. And so where this really comes up for me, especially, is with my husband. God bless him. So when he's sitting on the couch and relaxing, because I do not have that in my makeup.
To sit and relax.
To sit and relax until certain things are done, until I've checked the boxes of my list. And yes, I do have a daily list. And yes, even recording a podcast with Molly is on that list. And so I like to check everything off. And then if there's extra time in the day, then I would like to sit down, play some games, chill out, whatever. But I don't usually allow myself to do that without having getting tasks done first. Like I might take a break, but it's all very structured, right? And so when I say I'll look over at my husband just relaxing on the couch.
How dare he?
You guys, it is probably one of the most upsetting visions I've ever had in my life. And then I say, let them. And then all of a sudden, my shoulders relax. And I just feel like so much lighter. And this is why there's a second part of the book, because there is a part of the let them where you're kind of above someone else, right? You're like, yeah, let them be lazy. Go ahead and let them.
I do remember this.
Yeah, let them do all those crazy things. Like I'm elevated. I'm the fact that you have the power to not let it bother you, brand new. I've never heard that before in my life. Or acknowledged it. But the second part is let me, right? So I can't just say let them. So let my husband just lay on the couch. Let me do what feels good to me. What feels good to me, Molly, is getting my stuff done. Getting all the shit off my list and then chilling out. I don't feel right about relaxing before I get things done. It's just not who I am.
Well, then, and that's what you should do. Nothing 100%. To do with him.
Nothing to do with anyone else. God damn it.
You just do it because it makes you feel good.
Because it makes me feel good. And then why do I turn around and make it into I have done so much shit around this house.
She's just crawling right up on the cross.
I've done all the fucking chores. I've done all the things. Blah, 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 blah.
All I do is work.
All I do is work. And the reality is, if I really step back and look at things, I did all those things because I wanted to. I wanted them to. I like our house to be picked up because guess what? That allows me to relax in my body. I don't do it for anyone else. And that's the weird dichotomy of what's happening is that I feel like, well, I'm cleaning. Like everyone gets to enjoy this. Yes, that is 100% true. However, if I didn't clean, nobody else would be enjoying. I would be losing my fucking mind, but my husband wouldn't care. My daughter, my mother-in-law, like nobody else cares. I care.
Yeah.
And so in order for me to allow that to happen, then I do it myself. And that's because I want to. I
Yeah.
can ask for help, but again, that's me asking for help. It's not they're doing me a favor. And this is epic shit that we're talking about. Like, because if I ask someone to do a chore in my house, they're adding to the goodness of the household.
The
Yada,
family.
yada, yada.
Yes, they're putting.
However, it's really me who's benefiting the most because none of them give a fuck. At least not to my level.
Yeah.
None of them have issues like I do.
It's so funny because I have the opposite. I can
Okay.
be crazy passive already. So I'm like, I'll let everybody do whatever all the time.
Interesting.
So
You do.
to me, when I read that, I was kind of like, yeah, I let everybody do whatever. That doesn't particularly help me. I'm exhausted still.
Yes. Yes.
And so the let me portion was about really setting boundaries, right? Being able to say, look, I know if we want to talk about the house, for example, I know that you are relaxing, or I know that you're going to take today off, but also saying, I'm cleaning this up right now. What I need in order to make dinner is to have the kitchen still looking like this when I come back and I'm making dinner.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look like this, then
You can make your own dinner.
then I'm not able to cook here, right? And sort of setting some boundaries and saying, because I'm the complete opposite, which is just let everybody walk all over you when you haven't said, this is the expectation, or this is my expectation, or this is how I feel about this. So it's interesting that coming from those two opposite perspectives, we both still find value in it. And
Absolutely.
I think that's one of the reasons why we were impressed with the Let Them Theory book overall.
And we definitely, I took more from the let them and you took more from the let me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Without a doubt. And I think that that's showing up in our lives. I will say that a lot of this is also about, she talks about letting the little things go and not your running late and there's traffic. If there's a long line, if there's just let them. Let there be a long line. Yeah. Let the cashier be slow. Let there be traffic. That I feel like I'm pretty good at that right now after reading this book.
Reading it.
However, my knee-jerk reaction, and in here she talks about what an emotion is, and emotions are for, shocker, life is stressful. Emotions last for 6 seconds. 6 seconds.
I feel like some emotions last much longer than 6 seconds.
Well, the initial.
I'm sure that's science.
Apparently. But that there is that initial flood, right? Of whatever, whether it's 6 seconds or a million seconds, but the initial flood of emotion. And my initial flood, because I am so extreme, is really not, it's really hard for me to take a step back before I process it. It's really hard.
Wait the 6 seconds
in the midst
before,
of everything. When I'm like, oh, late for, you know what I mean? I'm not dramatically immediately losing my mind. But in conversations, and especially with my husband or daughter or friends or whatever, I'm instantly in it. And it's so hard for me to break down my walls and say, okay, I'm just going to let them reflect this to me and take it. And then let me respond appropriately.
Yeah, I think that finding those places where we can wait a moment or 6 to respond is very valuable.
I don't know how to do that.
Although I'm sort of like, I'll just disassociate right now.
Yeah,
and not
I
respond
don't
at
feel
all.
like you need 6 seconds.
I do not need 6 seconds because I'll just eat that feeling, and I will never tell anyone about it or anything. I wonder about
you do.
that.
I would say that you disassociate within the 6 seconds.
Within the
so
6
if
seconds.
it starts, she's like, an uncomfortable emotion. And then she's like, peace out. I'm
Peace
good.
out. I'm done.
We both do use humor to deflect some other stuff.
But
that's
what
our
I
thing.
can say is that I'm familiar with the idea that feelings come in waves. And I was talking with a friend of mine who's going through a real grief process right now. And there's moments where you're fine, and then things come back, right? And you kind of have to last. You have to breathe through those moments, even if you're disassociated, even if you're trying not to think about it, even if your mind has been engaged in another activity, feelings sneak back up on you. I mean, as we've established, I'm the most awkward person. And, awkward moments will come back to you your whole life. Things that you did were awkward. I'm really proud of some of my awkwardness. One point, I definitely stopped a robbery with awkwardness. Did I ever tell you about this?
I need to know more.
Okay, so I was at a conference in Houston, and I was sitting at an outdoor cafe, and I put my bag down next to me, and I was having a cup of coffee, and it was super beautiful, and I was having a nice time. A man had come and sat down next to me. As I was sitting there, I went to grab my bag, and I realized that my bag had gotten wrapped around this man. And so I turned to him, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. My bag is all wrapped around you, and I'm untangling it from his foot and doing all of these things, and me and this guy who never said a word and was completely horrified as I'm, touching his leg and stuff.
Was he trying to steal your bag?
He was robbing me. And he stole like a bunch of crap all over the conference. And I fought crime with awkwardness. And
my goodness,
was not stolen from that day, because I can really get in there and get awkward. And I realized what it must have been like for him, where he's trying to steal from this woman who is now flustered and apologizing to him and touching him. And in retrospect, the expression on his face makes so much more sense now.
No. That's so great.
So, I'm pretty awkward.
Well, also, I feel like some of your awkwardness is very charming as well.
Well, that's good, because, I think one of the things that's really difficult about life is navigating these moments where you're trying to be ultra truthful, you're trying to be ultra present, and you don't have a manual for it.
No. And the theory, what she talks about in the book, which kind of goes back to being awkward and then like looking back on those moments thinking like, oh my goodness, what are other people thinking, all that stuff, is that she says, let them think bad thoughts about you. So here's oh
my gosh, people are going to have so many bad thoughts for us on this podcast.
Constantly.
I kind of can't wait, because they're going to be so mean.
So mean to us, I know. But people are going to have negative opinions about us, and there is absolutely nothing that we can do about it.
Could you just crawl inside my teenage daughter's brain and just whisper that in her ear
and like be a little
time,
worm,
and be like, "There's nothing you can do about it."
And and even at 47, I could also have that same worm in my brain of, guess what? You can't change what another person is thinking about you. You can't do it. It's not possible.
And they're probably not even thinking about you.
They're probably not.
So I remember when I was in this yoga class and there was this super beautiful woman in the front row who had blonde hair and she looked perfect all the time and kind of always focused, a little bit of RBF, the
resting bitch face.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, she hates me. This woman, and I didn't really know anything about yoga, and I'm always like sweating and breathing next to her and all these other things. And how self-obsessed are we that we think everyone is thinking about us? And
at all times.
A year later, I realized we actually had children in school together, and she's hilarious and had no idea that anyone in the class was even looking at her, thinking about her, talking about her. And I said to her, we took yoga class together, and she's like, we did? She's like, I just try and get in and get out of those yoga classes because I have to get to work so fast. And her mind was completely filled with other things. And I created this whole story in my head that had to do with her judging everyone in the class because she was so perfect and awesome. And it
not the case.
Not only was it not the case, but if I had just let people do their own thing, it would have caused less distress for me.
Absolutely. 100%. And I think that we in general say this all the time, that you don't know what someone else is going through. It's 100% true all of the time, but it's hard to always have that in the back of your mind, I think. And so for me, sometimes it's easier to just say, let them. I can't always take that extra leap. Well, there's something else going on for someone that I don't know about. But I think that it's definitely adults will do and think what they want to do and think. And the more, if I step back and I think if people are really thinking about me, a quarter, we're not even going to say half. Let's not even be that dramatic. A quarter of the time that I'm thinking they're thinking about me, that would be super fucked up. And it would freak me out. It would freak me out if I was like, if that person was like, yeah, I am thinking all those things about you and judging you in that way. I'd be like, you fucking weirdo.
Why are you like obsessed with me?
Like what's really going on for you? And so like the more that I put it to like that kind of train of thinking, the more I'm like, okay. Nobody gives a fuck what I am doing except for me. And so what I have to learn to do is to retrain myself into thinking about a different way. And this is just one more quote that I have to read.
I live for your quote
all of my highlighting,
selections.
you guys. It's pretty important. On page 89 of the book, it says, let me live my life in a way that makes me proud. Let me make decisions that align with my values, and let me take risks because I want to. Let me follow the path my soul is turning me towards. Are you effing serious, Mel Robbins?
That one hit me so hard. And I'll tell you why. Because, Gen X we grew up with this idea, no regrets. Like, no regrets. And the way that I interpreted that was do as many crazy, life-threatening, horrible things as you possibly can. Because this is your one life. To mediate that and say, do what makes you proud, do what your soul is turning towards. I probably would have made different choices.
Yeah. But we both would have had a very different
life.
Young adulthood.
And, and when that no regrets mentality was me thinking, oh, when I look back, am I going to regret not doing this? You know, jumping off a cliff is a really good one. And I actually did jump off a cliff, and I really messed it up, and my ass was bruised from my knees to my spine. And because I sort of fumbled because I didn't really want to jump off,
but I felt like
no regrets, man. I gotta jump off. Literally, if all your friends jumped off a cliff, would you jump off a cliff?
And the answer is yes.
Molly would jump off a cliff.
Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't?
I mean, I'd be so depressed if all my friends jumped off.
I was worried that later I would look back and be like, wow, I really wish I had jumped off of that cliff. Like, I was worried I would regret it.
That is a great comparison. I didn't even think of that.
And so that actual line hit me really hard too, because I thought, oh, if I had framed it as what is your soul turning towards,
Jesus.
how would that have changed how genuine I was, what I connected with,
what I
valued, right?
Fuck.
Like, that does make you, and I try not to go down that road too much of, you know, what coulda, shoulda.
Yeah. No. We are where we are.
Yeah, we are where we are. There's not a lot I can do. But I do think about how much healthier it is to, instead of no regrets.
Yeah.
You know, having this other frame of reference that is, what will you be proud of tomorrow? And maybe you still jump off the cliff, but you do it because you want to be proud of yourself, not because you're worried that you're going to regret it later, that you won't have lived your life.
Do you think, though, that we could have implemented this let them theory when we were younger? I don't know that I could have.
I don't know, but I also feel like young adults these days are a lot more introspective than we were.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't have an introspective. Listen, both my parents are therapists. I went to therapy, and I don't think I was we're going to go back to the quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter of enlightened as all these folks.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff that I get schooled on by my 14-year-old daughter, it's for real.
Was it you who I was talking with that said, Mom, I'm not an asshole? Someone was just telling me, was it you?
I think it was.
I think it was too. We were talking about how to support your friends. And Barbara had taken that home and told her daughter, like, hey, if you see this at school, make sure that you are supporting your friends.
Yeah.
And her daughter was like, Mom, I'm not an asshole.
I mean, she would never swear. She didn't say asshole. I try and get her to swear all the time, you guys, but she won't.
Yeah.
She didn't say asshole, but she did. She was like, Mom, what do you, like, she was so offended by me that she's not conscientious. And I was like, well, that's just because I guess you're just a dick to me. So, cool. Anyways, that'll be another one.
So we have to end this podcast, and our initial There Is Enough was rejected by our beta group and haven't come up with a new one yet. So we are just going to say that we love you.
Make choices that make you proud.
Yeah. Be proud. God, we're real
Proud queen. Be a flawless, proud queen.
No.
Be a flawless. I definitely like flawless.
Flawless is exactly the opposite.
Of what? Flawless?
Flawed.
Oh my God. I meant flawed.
Oh.
Flawed. What did I just say?
Flawed
femmes.
Femoral artery.
Go be a fabulous, flawed phlegm.
You know what?
A fabulous, flawed femme.
A fabulous, flawed femme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go be a fabulous, flawed phlegm.
It's not.
I can't do it, Molly.
It's not. I think it's too many F's.
Go be a fucking fabulous,
flawed femme.
See, that way it's easier because it's like 2 for me, 2 for you.
I like it.
Go be a fucking fabulous.
Flawed femme.